All right. So we're going to look at Monte Cook's games, The Weird. I just got this in. I kickstarted this. I have no idea when. It's been a long time since I've been waiting to get this book. In fact, it was one of those Kickstarters and backings I did for Monte Cook games where I had forgotten I backed it until by the time they sent me, they're like, hey, you need to tell us where you want us to send this. I'm like, oh, yeah. I remember. Okay. And it also seems like I backed one of the deluxe things, which is cool because it actually has this really nice book jacket that has, let's see if I can kind of show it off here. As you can see, it's like a see-through panel, and then has the book there. So it's a really nice little book dust jacket thing. So I like that. Of course, Monte Cook games, their quality of their products are always spot on. I've never had a product, anything I've gotten from Monte Cook games that I felt like was bad, or that was poor quality, or I didn't feel like what I paid for was poor, or was a waste of money. Never that case. Of course, you also get, with a lot of their stuff, we get bookmarks. In this case, it actually, let's see if I can get it in order here. It actually is The Weird. Spells out on the back, but then each of these just has like a cool illustration from the book, which also have like cool foiling. I'll show it to the folks if anybody's watching on TikTok. So it's got some nice foiling there as well. Yeah, you can see that. So really cool. Always nice to have a place to bookmark stuff. We're gonna take this dust jacket off while we go through the book. So what is The Weird? Honestly, when I backed it, I had no idea what I was backing. I just saw that it was Monte Cook Games. I like the stuff they produce, and I was like, all right, I just want to fill out more of my MCG shelf, and I backed it. So I had no idea what I was getting until I got it today. I was just like, okay, it's Monte Cook Games. Monte Cook is known for just injecting a lot of weird stuff into his games and making everything just a little off, which I think is what makes Numenera work so well. Is that it's high fantasy. It has a feeling of high fantasy, but it's just to the left of it and just is allowed to go wherever you want to take it, which I think is really important for that setting. And I think this book is going to help with that. Why? Because this book, in short, and what I've been able to flip through it and kind of gather from it, let me just, this number of pages here, let me get here. We are at 250 pages of tables. These are just tables. It's just tables on tables on tables of modifying your game to make it weird. So, here, look. Weird religions, any genre. So weird religions and gods, it'll give you, like all these will tell you, like, hey, what genre that you may want to throw this on or what's going to work well with it. Each one is nice and styled on the page for whatever the genre is. And let's see here. You roll on a D100 table. Looks like it has multiple entries. Oh gosh. So the D100 table that has a column. Apologies. Ooh. There's a column on which of those. I got to find out what that means. Again, I just got this book, so we're all kind of going through this together. I, S, G, and W. So we're going to find out what would I think those stood for. I, S, G, W. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go through it, but then we're gonna roll on the D100 and weirdness. Let's just use the first column 10 to 11. Hybraria, the savior of those that lose at games. Cool. Okay, so this is a way for you to generate an entire setting for your players. Hey, we just want to do something. I need a god real quick. They just ran into something. I need a weird god. Roll on this thing. Jeff, the god of biscuits. I am the god of biscuits. Even though it's spelled Geoff, which is perfect because it's a weird god. And Jeff is the weird way to spell it. It's the wrong way, which makes it weird. Saint Nolus, the patron of unread books. All right. So I think there's some really cool stuff. Weird treasures. Oh, there you go. So anytime you want some good weird treasures to throw into your game. Solid gold statuette of a frog with a clock in its mouth. Clock doesn't work. Which, a lot of these things, even if you're looking for, like, really cool plot hooks, you could probably, an item that you could pull in later for a plot hook. I think you've got that going on here. Bejeweled bicycle. I want to say that's a bicycle that plays Bejeweled. Yay! My bike plays Bejeweled. No, because Bejeweled, they gotta be on everything. Here, we got it. Great. Okay. What else we got? So there's these things along the side. I'm gonna have to find this out. This is what we're gonna find out together. There's almost like these symbols along the edge. F, SF. So I'm assuming like fantasy, science fiction, modern, horror, fantasy, modern, superhero, and post-apocalyptic. Because it's an F, SF, M, H, FM, S, and a PA. And the way they've got all these styled looks exactly like what you would expect. So, fantasy, science fiction. Yep, that makes perfect sense. So, I guess it's saying, hey, that's going to work for any of these genres. Like, these tables are going to work with any of these genres. Weird, undead, and spirits, any genre, and then they've got all those. Cool, because if I look, and if I flip a little bit further, I just have science fiction here, and the rest are blanked out. So this is a table that you're going to look at just for science fiction, right? That's what I'm running. So I've got weird alien sci-fi artifacts. Weird houses in a genre. Weird quirks in a genre. Okay, cool. Weird superpowers. Oh, this could be fun. Let's see here. Has guns for hands. All right. Rampant organ growth. Oh, can you imagine some kind of creature you gotta fight that it's almost like a Godzilla type thing, where it's just like body horror slash fantasy or science. What were they? Superheroes, right? Body horror and superheroes, where this thing has just organs growing all over its body, maybe within its body, trying to bust out, so it's just lumpy, and it's just like, kill me. And it's looking for a cure. Ooh. See, already that's like a lot of good ideas that you can just start rolling. And it's like, it don't even necessarily have to be superheroes at that point. I can just start rolling on this thing. Wow, that's fantastic. I love that. Weird robotic modifications. Covered in graffiti. It's like, meh. Has no legs, hovers instead. So something that's like not necessarily too weird, that anything that you wouldn't already probably think of yourself. Can predict the future. Powered by a coal furnace in its guts, spouts black smoke from its head. So that one is probably, this one is not too weird. It's not anything you might not come up with for yourself. But if you're stuck for an idea, pull out the weird and give it a read through. All right, so now let's find out what. So the front of the book is gonna using the lists. Altering the entries, genres. What is those columns? That's what I want to know. Oh, is that what it means? Different kinds of weird. Interesting, surprising, gonzo, and whimsical. Okay. Oh, which is nice. Because if you're on various... so let's see. Okay. So, weird magic item enchantments. Fantasy. But I have the 4 columns of interesting... What is it? What did they call it? It was interesting, surprising, gonzo, and whimsical. So then I know which column I'm trying to roll on. If I'm getting in there, I'm like, oh, I need an item, but I want it to be gonzo. That's, you can roll, let's see here. It shortens the list I see here. So gonzo's the 3rd one over, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 entries. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It has 12 entries on the D100. Instead of having to go through this entire list, I could just roll on one of those, and I'll get pretty good things. So magic item enchantments. Floats on water if the bearer wishes it to. Possesses its bearer for a time if given permission. Granting knowledge and skills. Probably has its own agenda. Okay. So you can really narrow things down. So you're not like... That helps when you're like rolling on things. You're like, roll, that's not what I want. Roll, that's not what I want. That doesn't fit the theme. Doesn't fit what I'm going for. So that's pretty cool. Man, I could go, yeah. I mean, we're not going to sit here and go through all of this book. Weird creatures, appearances, any genre. All right. What can we get from this? If we made it just interesting, we just want an interesting thing, which is just this like first column here. So we're not worried about having to roll too far. I have dice around, but I just don't feel like taking them out to do this. Let's see. Huge bulbous eyes. Alcoholic bodily fluids. Yeah. All right. And then you could have like a creature that people are chasing down, specifically because they want to squeeze it out for its alcohol. Wears a top hat and monocle. Covered in sores. Vestigial limb. What's the gonzo stuff? Gonzo's always fun. Body parts replaced with technology. Vestigial twin. Ugh, so we got the Quaid. Yes. Twice as many limbs as normal. So it's got a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of little things off to the side. Oh, cool. So this would tell us like how to use this. We have a little side panel here. Use this list to make an existing creature in your game weird. Entries like bright purple hair can be used to turn the creature's hair whatever color would be weird. A creature that already has spider limbs getting a spider-like limbs result might have some other kind of legs, such as humans. Or a bird creature getting a bird-like talons on feet. The result may have human hands. So that's cool. They give you a little bit of an extra, be like, yeah, here's how you can take it and then twist it to make it weird for your game, which is nice. That's kind of what you want, right? How the designers expected you to use this. Use that book and use the entries. So again, this is from Monte Cook Games. I mean, for let's see, what's the list price right now? We can look it up real quick. Monte Cook Games. The weird, learn more. Because yeah, it's coming out, so Let's find out what they're selling it for. In print, $54. It's not that bad. I know a lot of prices are for books are going up. These days, a lot of things are getting. I mean, think about it. I think WotC, a lot of their books now are going up to $70 for print book. So $54 for some of their books are a lot smaller than this. Getting to be that way, not packed with as much information, useful information, useful things for what you're doing. So I say for $54, not bad. And that's the print. Unfortunately, Monte Cook Games still separates out their print and their PDF. Their PDF is $20, but you can get both for $60. So at least they're cutting you a deal there. I wish, to be honest, they would just bundle it. That's, to me, really the only way to do it these days. I don't know. It feels like double dipping. It's kind of weird. The PDF doesn't cost you anything to, not really. Anyway, I wish, less the short of it, I wish they would just, if you bought the print copy, you get the PDF copy. But, again, $60 for both, it's not terrible, compared to a lot of things. And I guess they cut you a deal a little bit for the physical. So yeah, The Weird. Let's see. I was also going to see who the lead designer was. Monte Cook on this, but you had Bruce R. Cordell, Sean K. Reynolds, Dominic Dickey. I'm not familiar with that name, so I'm going to have to go look them up. Shauna Germain, of course. We'll always like to see Shauna on there. And there's some developer is Sean K. Reynolds. Managing editor Terry Litorco. Oh, I'm going to be terrible with names. All right, so this is a really phenomenal book and great people on it as always. Love to see the names that pop up on here. So if you're looking for a way to expand out your game or spark your imagination, ways to kickstart your game, doesn't matter any genre. This is not specific to a Cypher system. Anything you're running already, this will work for it. So I would say check out The Weird. You can get a free preview copy on MonteCookGames.com. This is not promoted. They haven't paid me anything. This is just me reviewing it. So yeah, check it out. The Weird.